This is Paul Warner, and I'm here interviewing State Representative Dean Sutherland, who is up for re-election. And first of all, I think we should start out by asking you why you are a Democrat and why you think a Democrat is better than a Republican.
It's a good question. Currently, the legislature is controlled by Democrats, both in the House and the Senate and the governor's seat. And I think one of the best reasons a person ought to look at Democrats this year in the elections is that we have done, I think, an excellent job in the last 4 years of prioritizing the issues that we need to work on. We've been working on jobs and educational issues, prioritizing the way of providing a cost-effective government. Labor and industry costs used to be escalating, and businesses would be taxed every time they turned around more and more. That hasn't happened now for a while, and that's because the Democrats took charge and solved some of those problems. So that the Democrats bring to Olympia a flavor of, we're willing to work on behalf of everyone, from the working class of individual on up through and including the largest or the smallest business in the state of Washington. So I think it's a balanced approach to state government. We've worked on a lot of issues. One of the things that we've addressed is the nuclear waste issue. We're beginning to work on welfare reform in the state of Washington, saying that the current system is going to continue to cost us more and more money, and it won't bring better results. So we need to change, and we're willing to look at changes.
Okay, you mentioned the nuclear waste issue. What's your stand on the nuclear waste coming into Washington State?
Well, it's an issue that surfaced about 3 years ago as far as the federal government proposing to put a deep geological, that means in the ground, dump at Hanford. 3 years ago, we were just trying to get people to pay attention to it and beginning to delve into what are all the issues ourselves. Since then, we've passed about 12 different pieces of legislation, setting up different committees and structures to look into it, have done so now to the process where I don't believe that we ought to be a repository state at all. And I fought against us becoming the dump site. I will continue to fight against us becoming the dump site.
Dean, last year you co-sponsored a bill from Representative Smith against the smoking on school grounds. It would have banned smoking on school grounds. And why was that so important to you, and what's your stand on that now?
The issue is very important to me, the issue of smoking and the health hazards related to it. My greatest concern is those that are just starting the habit of smoking or chewing, for that matter, without understanding all of the health hazards related to it. Each day you hear on the radio of new things that are coming up that are caused by smoking or just use of tobacco in general. I didn't think that the school districts were paying enough attention to the issue. Historically and still today, I believe in as close or local control as possible, and I like the school districts to have control of the issue. However, not thinking that they were doing enough for the issue, I co-sponsored that bill with Representative Smith, and we did an awful lot of work, got a lot of attention on the issue, and in fact, a lot of school districts are beginning to address the issue, both in educating the youth and in establishing some priorities on where you can smoke, if you can smoke, and on other kinds of use of other tobacco products on school grounds. I think that's real important. That's why I did it. I don't think the bill will be reintroduced again. I don't think it would pass if it was reintroduced even. But I'm real pleased with the attention that it got in the local areas. And the school boards are doing what they need to do, and that's what they were elected for. So I'm real pleased with the process now. The school boards are handling it well.
Why should people vote for you instead of your opponent?
That's a good question. One of the things that's important to look at is I have a track record. So everything that I talk about in this election, people can go back and look at my voting record, and they can substantiate it. If you look over my past record, I voted in favor of the things that the people of the district wanted, and I think if you look at the issues that I'm talking about working on now, nuclear waste, responsible welfare reform, budget priorities, and those kinds of issues, drug abuse and child-related activities and the road systems, those are the things that we need to be working on for the future. And I talk about those issues, and I'm knowledgeable about them.
Thank you for your time, and good luck in the election. This is Paul Warner reporting for TICON News.